I've seen this meme posted often. It says, when you're in a dark place, you sometimes tend to think you've been buried. Perhaps you've been planted. Bloom. We've all got hurts. We've all got habits. We've all got hang-ups. Nobody is perfect. And trust me, when we're hurting, we want someone to understand, someone who's been through what we've been through, not somebody who has their life all together, or at least pretends that they do. Who better to help an alcoholic than someone who has walked the road of alcoholism? Who better can understand the pain of abuse than someone who has also experienced abuse? Who can better help the parents of a teenager going off the deep end than a couple whose child has done the same? I learned this in a very real way when our second child was born. Kirsten was born 10 and a half weeks premature. She was 2 pounds, 7 ounces. I've had steaks bigger than that. And I can remember distinctly because at the time we lived near Texarkana, Arkansas, and we went to the Texarkana Hospital for a routine checkup. Now, Denny was having a little bit of pain in her back, and, she kind of felt pregnant. Well, yeah, she was in her end of the second trimester. She was pregnant, And the nurse comes in, checks her blood pressure and checks her labs, and she goes, I'm going to go get the doctor. Doctor comes in and checks her blood pressure and looks at her labs and says, okay, so I'm going to go make a call, and there's going to be a helicopter that's going to be landing on the roof in about 15 minutes. You just have to tell me where you want the helicopter to go, because we don't have a level 1 NICU here in Texarkana. So you either have to go to Dallas, Shreveport, or Little Rock. But wait a minute. Of course, my thought was first total denial. I was like, hold on a minute. I got a grocery list. We're supposed to be going grocery shopping after this. This was just a routine kind of a checkup. And he goes, no, you're not going there. You're going to Shreveport, Dallas, or Little Rock. So we chose Little Rock. And lo and behold, that helicopter landed on the roof. And they loaded my wife and my yet-to-be-born baby on it, and she took off. Meanwhile, I'm holding our 2-year-old, and she's wondering where mommy's going, and I don't know what to tell her. So we load up in the car, and we start the 2.5-hour drive to Little Rock, and I'm screaming in the car, why? Why is this happening? Because they were telling me that there's a good chance that I could lose my wife and my baby. Both were in peril. And I'm like, I have dedicated my life to you, Lord. I have given up so many things for you, Lord. I have sacrificed. I was giving him the what for. You know what the what for is? Okay, give me a nod or something if you know what the what for is. Okay. I was giving God the what for, and he took it all. And when I ran out of steam, he finally said, are you done? I don't often hear an audible voice of God, but I can tell you the voice of God was pretty audible at that moment. He just kind of said, are you done? He said, in the ministry that I have for you, you're going to have other families who encounter a similar experience. And you're going to be able to tell them that you're just a few steps ahead, but the road is clear. I didn't believe him. We got to the hospital. We stayed an extra couple of days. They were able to put off Denny's symptoms, but then they had to do an emergency C-section, and our daughter was born 2 pounds, 7 ounces, 10 and a half weeks premature. We spent the next 7 weeks in the hospital with her. But do you know what happened on the 3rd week that we were there? We got a call that there was another family in our church who was headed to Shreveport because they were carrying twins and they were experiencing some of the exact same things that we had experienced just a few weeks before. And wouldn't you know it, I was able to get on the phone with them and tell them exactly what God told me. We're just a few steps ahead of you on this road. But I can tell you, once you get around the bend, the road is clear. we were able to celebrate all of our kids' first birthdays just a little over a year later. And now all of them are doing fantastic